likes of Von Johnson from Cardiff, who was one of the best fighters probably Wales have had. Gay Bob Aranta in them days. Obviously the Robert Couplins and people like that come afterwards. Also brilliant fighters in their own good way. But back in the early days, Richie Noblet and his group were members of the KW. We were one group. So you can imagine the team we had. Because Richie's always had the top fighters in Wales. And the KW team in those days was second to nothing. We even beat the Red Triangle, which was Andy's club. And then we were going up with a team up to North Wales to fight, and we even beat the Red Triangle. And Von Johnson won the national championships. He beat Terry O'Neill in the final. You know, we had such good people in those days. And I think that was the golden era of karate. Where the Welsh rugby team, it was their golden era, the 70s, and it was also karate's golden era. Because Wales had fantastic fighters, you know, the Wellingtons and Swede, people like that. And have you heard of Swede?
I know the name.
Mastrangeli, Roberto Mastrangeli.
Right, I'm not sure.
Dead now, he died. But another fantastic fighter. And there were so many of them anyway. Andy Morgan. I remember a time with the Welsh squad again when we had an American team coming over to fight us. They'd all been set up and this American team was coming over. So I said to Richie, look, we ought to take the squad away for the weekend. So when we arrive in Swansea, because it was in Swansea Leisure Centre, they're all going to be a smashing group together, you know. So he said, okay. So we went, it's in Athens. We booked in Athens, camp for the 3 days. And we trained during the day, and we had fun in the night. One thing we did, we made everyone enter the bodybuilding contest. Every member of the squad had to go on stage and do a pose, do posing for a minute. And we worked it that the skinniest guy, it all went on applause, and we worked it that the skinniest guy was going to win it. And he was from West Wales, he was one of Keith Mumberson's students. And I don't remember his name now, but it was work that he'd win it. Me and Richie come on as guest posers. So we did a posing routine against each other. We had great fun. Then the next night then, we had a disco dancing competition. Everyone had to get up and do disco dancing for at least a minute on their own. I tell you what, the atmosphere, when we arrived at the Swansea Leisure Centre, the day of the competition, we were just, they were 12 foot high, it was incredible. And they stuffed the Americans, really did. It was a great time. Another time, we had the first Grand Slam in Wales, and we had Scotland down and England to fight at the Avon Lido. Now back in those days, we had no technique whatsoever. It was all bang, wallop, bang. There was no mitts, no leg pads. It was all on Ippon, you know, or Wazari, that was it. And 10-man teams. The Avon Lido was back to the rafters. It was an incredible atmosphere. I'd even got one guy out of prison to fight. Yeah. I can't mention his name, but he was an enormous, this guy. Real nice guy. I even arranged with the governor of Dartmoor to get him out. And What a bloodbath. It was terrible. I tell you what, after Neath, one ward in Neath Hospital was full of English and Scottish fighters. And the next day, the managers of England and Scotland said to me, "Look, Mike, if you can't get your act together, we're never coming to Wales again." He said, "This is crazy." And we were just that rough in them days. It was incredible. I mean, the fighters of today, and even later, was so much more controlled. But in those days, the sparring was hard and strong and bloody. Anyone who got to a final in them days could hardly stand up. Serious. They had a job to see, or they couldn't stand up properly by the time they got to the final. But that was one of our experience of first Grand Slam. We fought in others, obviously, but we obviously got a lot better. You know, I was bringing coaches down, people like Tyrone White, British squad members, and come down and started teaching down here. And, you know, especially with the Waterloo guys, because Shotokan was quite different to all the other styles when it came to competition. We were very strong, very rigid, where after a while, especially training with Wadu, we've become a lot more supple and more relaxed. In fact, the Welsh team always trained to Bob Marley. If you come to a Welsh squad session, Bob Marley would be blasting on. And we become totally different. I know the KEW was a Shotokan organisation, but we fought like Wado in the end. And that's what made us so good. We had a mixture of both instead of just rigid. It was incredible. We had great relationships in those days with Seco, South of England, Mick Dewey and Dave Hazard. They were always invited to their tournaments. They used to come to Wales and visit us. We had an excellent rapport with Tim Hart from Cork in Ireland, where probably for 9 years on the trot we visited Cork every year with the team, or they come to us every year, and we used to have fantastic times.